Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
Really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is episode number 72. Good to be with you here as we open up the month of June. May just coming and going very quickly here. So good to be with you as we kick off another month. Sorry, a day late here on the podcast. Busy week here in the Bailey household. Had a birthday, had some baseball, including a doubleheader. So made for a very long but fun day. Glad to do it. So we're a day late, but we're getting this in here. And it's good to have you along here for what we traditionally do in the opening of a month as we talk about the past month and look ahead to a new month, which is the month of June. So we're excited about that as we officially kick off the meteorological summer here in the lower 48 states. So we'll get to that here. Just briefly recapping, man, what a gorgeous holiday weekend. Was able to attend the Indianapolis 500 on Sunday, excuse me, and worked daybreak, got to bounce around, do a little bit of talking with some fans, and they actually put me on the red carpet. I know hardly anything about celebrity stuff, but that was pretty cool. Got to talk to a 4-star general with the U.S. Army. Talked to one of the pilots of the Thunderbirds. That was awesome. Their flyovers. They had 2 of them. They were fantastic. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, it's all over. You can go on the Motor Speedway's Facebook page. Really, really, really good. Talked to Jim Cornelison, who sings Back Home Again in Indiana. He was super, super nice. Got to talk to some former and current Pacer players. So it was fun. It was good. And again, the weather was it was wonderful, wonderful weather for race day. And we were pretty warm then again on Memorial Day. I think we got close to 90, did it again on Tuesday. So definitely feeling like summer pools are open now. We enjoyed about 3 days in a row of pool days here at the Bailey household. So that was fun. So we're going to get to the main part of this podcast, which again is going to kind of recap the month of May, how we looked both precip and temperature-wise, and we'll look ahead to the month of June, including some important historical dates that's happened in the month of June. Obviously, a very heavy, severe weather month. One of the wetter months that we typically see on the calendar season as well. That is coming up next here on Weather Weekly.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Episode number 72. Good to be with you here on the start of a new month. It is June, and as we traditionally do, we talk about kind of a quick brief recap on the last month of May, and we look ahead to the month of June, including some historic perspective on some significant events that have happened during the month here in central Indiana. Real quick, nothing too exceptional on the temperature or precip front here in central Indiana. Temperature-wise, we averaged 66.1 degrees for the month of May. That is good for the 27th warmest on record. We racked up 3.77 inches of rainfall. That is 77th wettest. So it puts us literally right in the middle of the road. So nothing too significant there on either the precip front or the temperature front. So nothing too crazy there. Now, we did have a few bouts of severe weather, which included some tornadoes, mainly in the southern portions of the state, although we did have a few confirmed tornadoes in western Indiana as well. We're working to gather, once the Weather Service kind of collaborates all their data for the month, we will have an official number on where we stand for the season. In terms of the month of June, one of the more active months that we have, it is officially the wettest month that we have on record here in Indianapolis at 4.95 inches. That's average precipitation. It should go to note that we were below average for the month of May, 3.77. The average is 4.75. May typically the second wettest month. So this is the wettest month that we have. The average high around 82 degrees, the average low at 62.9 degrees. And just to kind of let you know where we stand, our average high temperature for the start of the month is 78 degrees. The average low at 59. We end the month with an average high of 85 degrees and an average low of 67 degrees. So there you go. That's what we're looking at in terms of averages here. Looking back at some historical dates, I'm recording this actually on the 2nd, June 2nd. Day late here as we've had a busy week here personally. Fun week, nothing too crazy, just lots of baseball and stuff like that. So got a day late here, but the second, a significant date. And I debated whether I should stick with tradition and do the June recap or the May recap and the look ahead to June, or do a special podcast on the largest tornado outbreak in the state's history, which actually happened on the state. So I think what we're going to do is we will do a look back at the 1990 tornado outbreak on June 2nd next week, just so we can kind of stay consistent here. But that's where I want to begin. First, actually, not with that outbreak, but on this date, 10 years prior to that outbreak, 1980, from Waynestown to near Crawfordsville, a tornado kills a woman south of Crawfordsville and injured 16 others. 10 years later, again, the largest tornado outbreak in state history occurs. 37 tornadoes touched down, leaving 8 dead. That was in 1990 on June 2nd. On the 3rd, in 2008, near Moscow, that's in Rush County, an EF3 tornado moves across portions of Rush County, damaging homes and destroying a covered bridge. It was a very old bridge. I'm very familiar with that area. One of the beautiful old covered bridges. I had family that still live, but grew up in Milroy, Indiana, which is not far from Moscow. And I remember that day well. That I had just literally started my television career in Lima, Ohio, when that happened. Let's see. On the 4th, 1993, at Perryton, winds pick up a small airplane and deposit it in a tree. On the 5th, in 2005, at Frankfurt, thunderstorm winds estimated near 90 miles per hour damaged homes and a business. On the 6th, 2008, in Tipton, severe thunderstorm winds caused $850,000 in damage, including knocking down a radio tower. On the 6th, 2011, at Yeoman, just after midnight, an EF1 tornado touches down and caused $400,000 in damage. On the 7th, 1948, I thought this was interesting. Near Anderson, a hailstorm drops hail 2 inches in diameter, and the hail piles up to 1 foot deep in spots. That is a lot of hail. On the 7th, 1980, at Windfall, a tornado kills 1 man and injures 5 other people. Let's see here. In 2008, on the 9th, at Clinton, Feather Creek floods and forces residents from their home. On the 10th, 1974, a cold air funnel becomes a brief tornado near Carmel, causing minor damage. Again, we mentioned that a lot of times those don't touch down. We did have one of those, I recall, earlier this year. It may have been in the month of April. Could be in early May. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. But there was a cold air funnel that actually briefly touched down and saw a little bit of damage, some minor structural damage. So it can happen. It just doesn't happen very often. On the 11th in 1883, at Butlerville in Jennings County, a tornado strikes a moving freight train, picking up 7 cars filled with sugar and throwing them into the woods some distance away. On the 12th, 2005, the remnants of Tropical Storm Arlene spawn an F1 tornado near Hayden in Jennings County. In 2008, on the 13th, at Brownsburg, lightning strikes a construction crane, injuring its operator. In 1880, on the 14th, 5 strong tornadoes strike central Indiana, killing at least 18 people. Cattle are said to be killed in droves and orchards ruined. The German Lutheran Church in Cicero is blown down, and its bell is carried 50 feet away. Now, if we can find some more info on that, that's an oldie, but if we could find some more info, that sounds like a very interesting one, obviously hitting the metropolitan area. So we'll maybe do a separate podcast on that, maybe in the middle of the month. But that seems like an interesting one to check out, with 5 strong tornadoes in 1880. On the 15th, 1987, a tornado touches down northwest of Danville, hitting a pig farm and lifting several pigs in the air. 17th, 1992, on the night of the 17th and 18th, a fast-moving squall line moves across the state, causing widespread wind damage. Some storms also bring large hail and flash flooding. Let's see here. In 1980, on the 19th, man, that's 3 that we've had from 1980 on separate dates, but man, an active June that year. At Bean Blossom, severe thunderstorm winds overturned camper vehicles at a campground. June 20th, 1942, from Moran to Kokomo, a tornado kills 4 people and injures 150 more. The greatest damage is in the Kokomo area. June 22nd, 1992, low temperature in the 30s in the north and central parts of the state cause a damaging frost. Indianapolis's low temperature of 37 degrees is the lowest ever recorded in the city during the summer months. In 1995, on the 23rd at Mooresville, a man was struck by lightning while baling hay. In 1981, on the 24th, at Lafayette, a tornado damages several homes and an apartment complex. In 2014, on the 24th as well, at 6 points in Hendricks County, an EF1 tornado causes $1 million in damage. On the 25th in 1978, at Indianapolis, thunderstorms produce 100-mile-per-hour winds. In 1973, on the 26th, a tornado severely damages a trailer court in Daleville. That's in Delaware County. The same tornado damages homes in Yorktown and in Muncie. In 1993, on the 27th, several inches of hail cover the ground in Park County with drifts, get that, of 1 to 2 feet. A 4-wheel drive county highway truck has to be pulled out of a drift. The next morning, hail still covers the ground in the Guyan area. That's incredible that hung around that long. It's a lot of hail. Ugh, this sounds awful. On the 28th, 1874, at Indianapolis, 85 degrees is the warmest low temperature on record for the city. 85. Ugh, that sounds awful. 28th, 1902, in central Indiana, 10 people are killed by 2 tornadoes. One of the fatalities is a man who was attending a funeral service at a home in the town of Cleveland. 5 glass factories are wrecked in Hancock County. In 1929, on the 29th, at Indianapolis, the highest wind gust in the city history is measured at 111 miles per hour. And lastly, on the 30th, 1877, Waverly, Franklin, and St. Paul, a tornado strikes, killing 10. The tornado picks up a school near Waverly and moves it 50 yards down a hill and carries another school across the field, scattering its furniture for half a mile. That's another one that maybe by the end of the month we'll have to look up and check out. That's pretty incredible as well. Waverly, Franklin, and St. Paul. So that's south and southeast of Indianapolis. So some very interesting, and it's given me a lot of ideas here for future podcasts because there's a lot of historical things that happen in the month of June. Pretty wild stuff that we'll take a look at here. Again, June typically one of the more active months that we have. Not only because you have a lot of rain, but you have one of the more active tornado seasons. In fact, two interesting stats for you. The most tornadoes in a month for central Indiana is 44. That was in June of 1960. I already mentioned the single day largest tornado outbreak was June 2nd of 1990. You also have June 1973, just June 26, 1973, June 11th, 1998. Both of those had 10 tornadoes. And June 7th, 1980, had 8 tornadoes. So you have 3 of the top tornado outbreaks in central Indiana happen in the month of June. So there's some things that we can look up on here as we approach this month here, which can typically be pretty active and obviously pretty soggy as well. Do we see any severe weather issues or even rain chances in our future? We'll look at that with the extended forecast. That is coming up next here on Weather Weekly. All right, here's a look at your forecast as we wrap up this week, this first week of June. Partial week of June, if you will, shortened holiday week, and we'll take you out to the next 8 to 10 days here. Had some unsettled weather for both Wednesday and Thursday. That should all move out by Thursday afternoon, and I'll tell you what, looking pretty darn nice as we head into Friday and into the weekend. Not only dry, but we're going to be talking about some very low humidity and seasonable temperatures. Upper 70s Friday, upper 70s Saturday, lower 80s on Sunday. There may be a slight chance for a storm, I think, late in the day on Sunday. The pattern kind of turning a little more active, though, early in the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, some showers and thunderstorms will be possible, but still on the cooler side. So the heat kind of evades us, at least here for the midterm across our area. Looking at the national blend of models here, don't see any extreme heat, and that takes us all the way to the 12th of June, which would be a week from this Sunday. Highs mainly in the mid and upper 70s to around 80, which is around or slightly below average for this time of year. So looking good in that regard there. And then looking ahead to the 8 to 14 day outlook, pretty strong signal that we will stay below average. That will take us to the 15th. I just mentioned, leading up to the 12th that we would be below average. Precipitation, decent signal that we go above average. And as we look ahead to this month of June, this was issued on the last day of May. Equal chances to go above or below average temperatures and equal chances for above or below precip. So no real strong signals either way for the month of June there. So there you have it. As we start gearing up for the month of June, which is one of the more traditionally soggy ones. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for being patient as we're a day late here on the podcast, but for those of you that consistently listen every week, I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. And again, if you have any issues that you'd like to hear about, topics that you want me to cover, people that you want me to interview, send me a suggestion, marcus.bailey@wishtv.com. You can also reach me on social media at Marcus Bailey on Twitter and Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook and Instagram. While you're here, make sure check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. God bless.
Discover more more. Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.